Life is unpredictable, but how you prepare for the unexpected shouldn't be. Take ownership of your life planning with Policy Genius to help your loved ones have a financial safety net in case something happens to you. Whether to cover debts and routine expenses or even invest the money and earn interest over time. With Policy Genius, finding and buying life insurance is simple. You can compare quotes from top insurers and could find coverage that fits your needs and your budget. Plus, they offer life insurance policies starting at just $276 a year for $1 million in coverage. It's an easy way to feel good about and plan for the future. No wonder Policy Genius is the country's leading online insurance marketplace. Don't wait for life to make other plans. Protect your family today. Head to PolicyGenius.com to compare top-rated life insurance policies, get your lowest quote, and make a smart move in under 10 minutes. That's PolicyGenius.com.
Big news! Wayfair's end-of-season sale is here. It's Wayfair's Labor Day clearance. Right now, you can score up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair. Plus, amazing doorbuster deals and 24-hour surprise flash deals on home finds in every style. This is your last chance to score end-of-season savings, and it's happening now. Did we mention fast shipping on everything? Don't wait. Head to Wayfair.com today to score up to 70% off now through September 2nd.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Welcome to Ghostly, the podcast that puts the paranormal on trial.
Every 2 weeks, I unearth a chilling ghost story, tracking down the legends, the eyewitness accounts, and the history behind a haunting.
And I, your friendly neighborhood skeptic, get to tag along to poke holes in her theories. My job is to find the logical explanation, the creaky floorboards behind the ghostly footsteps.
In the end, it's not up to us. It's up to you, our listener, to weigh the evidence.
You get to decide, is it a genuine haunting?
Or is it all entirely senseless talk?
But before we summon the spirits today, make sure to hit that subscribe or follow button wherever you're listening. It's free. It's the best way to make sure that you never miss a new spooky tale.
As always, we are your hosts.
I'm Pat.
And I'm Rebecca. Now, let's turn down the lights and see what's waiting for us in the shadows.
All right.
Is the ghost town of Bodie, California haunted?
All right, so that's what we are debating.
That's our topic for today.
All right. Of all the ghost towns that litter the American West, none whisper of the past quite like Bodie, California. Perched high in the Sierra Nevada mountains at an elevation of 8,379 feet, Bodie is not a sanitized reconstruction of a bygone era. It is a genuine relic, preserved in a state of arrested decay, where dust-caked tables are still set for dinner, and the wind whistles through the broken panes of a once boisterous saloon.
Bodie isn't just frozen in time. It is also alive with ghost stories. From the infamous Bodie Curse and the haunted Cain House to the Angel of Bodie playing in the cemetery, visitors continue to report eerie encounters that suggest the spirits have never left. Whether it's just superstition or true paranormal evidence, well, as we said, that's what we're here to debate and for you to decide.
Wow. So the Angel of Bodie.
Yes.
Bodie himself.
Oh, well, no, just the more of the town.
The town, okay.
Yes.
I noticed the spelling, so we're going to get to that in a second.
Yeah, I'm curious to hear about it.
Yeah, the man didn't spell his name the way that Bodie is spelled. But we're going to talk about that. But first, I can't wait to hear your ghost story.
All right, thank you.
It's time for a spooky tale from Rebecca.
This one's called The Curse of Bodie. I thought it was harmless. Just a nail, rusted and half buried in the dust outside the old miners' union hall. I slipped it into my pocket, thinking it would be a cool souvenir, piece of history. The first bad thing happened before I even made it back to the highway. My car spun out on a dry, empty stretch of road. No other vehicle for miles. No reason for me to lose control. I told myself it was just the gravel. But when I looked at the nail in my pocket, something in me tightened. By the time I got home, the little misfortunes had turned into disasters. My job called. Downsizing, they said. My rent went up. My boyfriend walked out after 5 years, swearing I had a darkness around me. And every night I woke to the sound of footsteps pacing in my hallway, slow and deliberate, like someone making sure I couldn't sleep. That's when I remembered the letters I'd seen in the Bodie Museum. Visitors begging forgiveness, confessing their sins, returning the shards of glass, stones, scraps of wood. Back then I'd laughed at the idea. Now I wasn't laughing. I sat down at my kitchen table, my shaking hands. I wrote, "Please forgive me for ever testing the curse of Bodie. My life has never seen such turmoil. Take this nail back. I can't stand another night." I sealed the nail in the envelope, just like the others. The next morning I drove to the post office. I swear as I dropped that package into the slot, the air lightened, the pressure on my chest eased. I don't know if the curse is real. Maybe it's all in people's heads. But I do know this. If you ever visit Bodie, don't take anything. Not a pebble, not a nail, not even a speck of dust. Because some things belong to the dead.
Wow. So how much of that is based on stories that you've read about?
Pretty much all of it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, this isn't an exact person. This is definitely like an amalgamation of these stories. But we're gonna go through some examples. This is a big one.
I look forward to it. So why don't we just go ahead and jump into the Pat Facts?
Let's do it. Pat Fact.
Pat's Facts. From a skeptic point of view. Pat's Facts. He presents it all to you. Pat's Facts.
So the story begins not with a bang, but with a quiet discovery. In 1859, a group of prospectors, including a man named Waterman S. Bodie, spelled Bodey.
Okay, gotcha.
Found placer gold, which I didn't know what placer gold is. I'm not a miner. I don't know if people are aware of that.
No, I thought
I'm a major. Not a minor. No, placer gold is gold that's found at a location that wasn't originally where it was supposed to be, and it's through no manipulation. It is purely like the rain came and moved it to one.
It's not
area.
like placer gold is where someone dug up gold somewhere and then placed it there, to save it, and someone comes along and steals it.
No, not at all.
Okay, it's natural means.
Yeah, absolutely. So they found it in the windswept hills east of the Sierra Crest. The discovery was modest. So it wasn't that much, but it was enough to establish a small, isolated mining camp. So whenever they would find gold, they would get these people that would just run over there.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I think that still happens if they ever do find gold now. I think we've pretty much found as much as we can.
Yeah, I suppose it's kind of similar to oil now, too.
Yeah,
If they found some new oil somewhere.
There would be a big oil company there then.
Or no, now it's fracking, right?
Yeah.
if they find a deposit
or
of whatever.
fracking, whatever, yeah.
Listen, did you think they called him Water? Hey, Water.
Yeah.
Water, you want to come over here? No, they probably just called him Bodie, right? That's why.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, it seems like a nice cowboy name.
Yeah.
Tragically, the man who gave the town its name would never see it flourish.
Aw.
Yeah, Waterman Bodie perished in a blizzard during the first winter in the mountains. Now, I know we're talking about California here, but we are talking about in the mountains.
Well, yeah, you said over 8,000
Yeah,
feet? That's
yeah.
crazy. I had no idea it was that high.
His body was not found until the spring thaw.
I mean, yeah.
Because it was in a blizzard, right?
I mean,
So,
people aren't, you're not going to, you can't risk that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The camp was named Bodie with a Y in his honor.
Okay.
Okay. A small spelling change by a sign painter. So it was all his decision. He wanted people to make sure that they pronounced the name correctly and not Booty.
Oh.
So they gave the town the name Bodie with an IE.
Well, I actually did this with a cat
Oh, okay.
that I
You didn't want him to be called Booty?
No,
Or you
So-
wanted him to be called Booty and you
No.
switched it to a Y?
No, I
okay.
wanted, So I
Yeah.
changed the spelling from what maybe would be traditional to something that was a little more clear
Yeah.
than
Yeah,
what
yeah.
the name is.
So Bodie's really an interesting town. I guess it's still, because it's a ghost town, so I guess it's still a town in that it had this very small beginning and small end.
Okay.
But the middle is huge.
Oh, they're bust and boom.
Yeah,
Or boom
so-
and bust. There it is.
Yeah. So for nearly 2 decades, Bodie remained a sleepy little camp town.
Oh.
The placer gold.
20 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the placer gold was limited. And the real treasure gold and silver trapped in quartz veins was difficult and expensive to extract.
Okay.
So there was gold there.
Yeah,
but it
yeah.
was very hard at that time. The camp languished, home to only a few dozen hardy souls who refused to give up.
I can get it. I'm gonna find it. No, listen, Meryl. I'm gonna find it.
There's gold in them there
There's
mountains.
gold in them there hills. I'm gonna dig it up.
Okay,
Sorry.
we have just made fun of
Hey, we traveled back in time. We didn't make fun of anybody.
Of all the miners
current.
there, yeah.
Yes.
So everything changed in 1876. The Standard Company, which had bought up one of the promising local mines, now that's the kind of thing that they did, discovered that they could get gold-bearing ore out of it.
Oh.
And then the secret was out as soon as they found it, and people rushed on it.
Okay.
So what followed was an explosion of growth that epitomized the Western boomtown. Within a few short years, Bodie's population soared from a handful of prospectors to nearly 10,000 people.
Dang.
And we've talked about this before. When a city or a place becomes instantly big like that, it has a lot of issues.
Sure.
One, they don't have places to bury the dead, and
Right.
they need to do this. But the good thing about Bodie is it was so small that they were able to build around. So it wasn't that big of a deal.
If they had a little bit of planning.
Yeah. That's. They had their small little area that was fine for the people that lived there, a couple dozen people probably, and then all these people came and they just built around it.
Yeah. They didn't displace people because they could just add.
So
Got it.
a raw, chaotic city materialized on the barren plateau. The deafening 24-hour roar of stamp mills crushing ore became the town's heartbeat. Streets that were once mule tracks were now lined with 2-story wooden buildings, housing over 60 saloons, because you need them.
Absolutely.
And then you need your dance halls
Of course.
and your gambling dens.
What would you do without those?
Yeah, and finally, you need a general store.
That's just the basics.
Absolutely. Bodie quickly earned a reputation for being one of the wildest and most lawless towns in the West. Its isolation and sudden wealth attracted a volatile mix of miners, merchants, gunslingers, and opportunists.
I guess this is what we think of.
Yeah.
Right? As when you think of the Wild West,
Yeah.
that's it. Like a town that's just popping up.
Yep.
Right? Probably doesn't have the size police force that
Yeah.
you need. And, it's just kind of we'll open this business, we'll open this, we'll do that. People are making a lot of money. They don't know what to do with it. Maybe their families are there. Maybe they came without their families. It's a lot.
So I had a friend once that started like a at-home business. And the business got so big so quick that she had to close the business because she could not keep up with it.
Wow.
It was too big. And then when finally she was able to, get enough people and get enough resources to be able to handle the growing business, nobody was interested anymore.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so missed out on an opportunity. But that's kind of like this town. It's like it got so big so quick.
Wow.
A common phrase of the time was the bad man from Bodie.
Whoa.
Which was a testament to its violent character.
Oh, so it wasn't like just a particular bad man. It was
no.
Everybody.
Oh, yeah, that bad man from Bodie. Gunfights were a daily occurrence, and the town's small cemetery began to fill with men who had died with their boots on.
What does that mean?
It means they got shot.
Oh, they were fighting.
Yeah.
Not like they were
or
old
maybe
and sick
they were
in bed, right? Like where you wouldn't have your boots on.
I mean, they could have been walking the streets too and then got shot. It
sure.
doesn't mean that they necessarily were fighting, but
yeah. I mean, again, this makes me think of any of those old, like the cowboy movies.
Yeah. But that's like one of the things that they would say. He died with his boots on.
Oh, okay.
So the legend of its wickedness was perfectly captured in this tale of a little girl. This is probably made up though. Just for, just so we know. Probably made up. A little girl whose family was moving to the town. She supposedly concluded her nightly prayers with the line, "Goodbye, God, I'm going to Bodie."
I like it.
I mean, there's no historical significance to it, but that was something that people said. It was a story.
She was just like, okay, I got it. So she found out her family was moving to Bodie.
Yeah, and that she'll no longer be praying.
And she's just like, I mean, I'm going to Bodie. I might not be alive. I might not make it.
Sign off.
Signing off, God.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, God, it's me, Margaret. I'm signing off.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yet for all of its sin, Bodie was also a place of community. Because bad people like bad people too, and they like good people too. So it had competing newspapers.
Oh,
which,
that's always good.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Any town that doesn't have a competing newspaper, they're only getting half the news then, right?
So, exactly.
A brass band.
Oh,
yeah. Multiple churches, fraternity lodges, and a thriving Chinatown even.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Families lived there, children went to school, and people tried to carve out a respectable life amidst the chaos. It was a town of stark contrast. A Methodist church stood just down the street from the notorious red light district on Bonanza Street. So, the saying in mining towns is that all booms are temporary.
Okay.
Hey there, are you sitting down? Good, because Wayfair's end of season sale is here, and you can shop it from your couch. It's Wayfair's Labor Day clearance, and it's on now. Right now, you can score up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair, like up to 50% off outdoor furniture and decor, and up to 70% off area rugs, plus amazing doorbuster deals, and 24-hour surprise flash deals on Wayfair home finds in every style. And get it all with fast shipping on everything, right to your door. From furniture to faucets, this is your last chance of the season to score huge deals at Wayfair. Don't let the final days of summer pass you by without shopping these end-of-season savings. So don't wait. Like summer, these savings won't last. Head to Wayfair.com today to score up to 70% off everything home. Celebrate your holiday weekend with can't-miss savings before they run out. Shop Wayfair's Labor Day clearance now through September 2nd at Wayfair.com.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Big news! Wayfair's end-of-season sale is here. It's Wayfair's Labor Day clearance. Right now, you can score up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair, plus amazing doorbuster deals and 24-hour surprise flash deals on home finds in every style. This is your last chance to score end-of-season savings, and it's happening now. Did we mention fast shipping on everything? Don't wait. Head to Wayfair.com today to score up to 70% off now through September 2nd.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Bodie was no exception to this. By 1881, so just 5 years after its big boom, the richest veins began to play out. Hopeful miners, hearing whispers of new strikes in places like Tombstone, Arizona, and Butte, Montana, began to pack their bags. The decline was not a sudden collapse at all, but it was slow. And it was definitely people leaving.
Like it was happening.
It was definitely happening.
Yeah, okay.
The town was dealt a devastating blow in 1892, so 11 years after that, when a massive fire started in a lodging house. It swept through the main business district, wiping out a huge portion of the city, while Bodie rebuilt on a smaller scale because they didn't have as many people now. It never regained its former glory.
Well, that makes sense. Now, did you? I read something that it was like a kid, like a toddler that started this fire.
No, that's the next one, I believe.
Oh,
There's
so sorry.
two fires.
Two
yeah.
fires. I'm sorry, I didn't realize.
This is a 2-fire town.
Okay, sorry. All right, let's keep going.
The 20th century saw brief revivals as new mining technologies allowed for the processing of lower grade ore.
Ah, okay.
But the trend was irreversible.
It still wasn't enough.
No.
Okay.
The railroad that had connected Bodie to the outside world was abandoned. That's how you know when your town is done.
Over. Yeah. Right.
The last newspaper, the Bodie Miner, printed its final edition in 1912.
Wow. That was slow, though, from 1881 to 1912.
Yeah, absolutely.
For the, first part of that.
People still believed, for a long, long time.
The railroad it still makes a difference. Like even where we live in the suburbs outside of, a large city, towns that are within range of trains to get to the city, like for commuters, are definitely like those are the
more
suburbs.
desired.
Yeah. Like that's kind of and then once you get past the train, then you're a little bit more in the country.
Yeah. The final nail in the coffin came on June 23rd, 1932. When a fire, this is the second fire, accidentally started by a young boy playing with matches, as one would do.
Oh, sure.
Raged through the remaining
Especially
town.
if you live in bad Bodie.
Yeah. That bad man from Bodie. It destroyed 95% of what was left of Bodie's business district. The few remaining residents knew it was over.
I mean, yeah, you're not going to be rebuilding that. Oh, my gosh.
But by 1940, Bodie was a ghost town then. In the truest sense, not a made-up ghost town. Some of these might be kind of made up or, that they could have been, that they were towns, but they recreated stuff. This wasn't one of those. With only a handful of caretakers remaining, in 1962, the California State Park Systems purchased the land, making it Bodie's State Historic Park. Crucially, they made the decision not to restore the town at all, but to preserve it in the state that it was, in arrested decay. Nothing is rebuilt. Buildings are stabilized, though, to prevent them from collapsing. And there are certain buildings that people can go into, whereas other ones are not as tested.
Okay.
But the peeling wallpaper, the dust on the furniture, and the goods on the store shelves are left exactly as they were.
Wow. That's like apocalyptic movie or something like that.
And just that it can happen, that quickly, that they still have, stuff on the shelves of the store and everything.
Yeah.
Today, visitors can walk the silent streets and peer through the windows into a frozen moment in time. The schoolhouse, books still lie open on desks.
Wow.
That's probably staged.
I mean,
thinking.
seriously.
In the Methodist church, the pipe or organ sits waiting for a hymn. In the J.S. Cain House, I don't know if you're going to be talking about J.S. Cain.
I'll be talking about the house.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, the J.S. Cain House, the dining table is set as if the family just stepped out for a moment. Bodie, California is more than a collection of old buildings. It is a powerful, poignant monument to the dreams, the greed, and the grit of the American frontier town that lived hard, died slowly, and now tells the incredible story to the whispering wind.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. So do you have anything to add to this history?
No, just that, this is looking at the pictures of it. It looks amazing. So if anyone's been there, definitely send us your stories, your pictures, even if you didn't see any ghosts. I want to know if you saw ghosts, but even just to learn more about the town, because it really is crazy looking at the pictures.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen some YouTube videos of it. Actually, before we even decided to do an episode of this, ghost towns are interesting to me. I don't know why. It's just something like, why did everybody leave, and why is there so much material still left there?
Yeah, it definitely sounds like the fire kind of really pushed that. You know,
absolutely.
That
absolutely.
last fire. Sorry, the two fires.
Yeah.
The last fire. Yeah, and it's definitely one of the more well preserved. It sounds like.
Yeah, and it's a true
towns.
ghost town in that, you know, they did not add buildings or rebuild buildings or change buildings. A lot of times they do that to make like a saloon out of what wasn't a saloon.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
All right, so we are going to take a short break. You can listen to our sponsors, and we will be back. All right, Rebecca. It's time for a debate.
Let's do it.
Let's get to it.
Let's talk about some of the ghosty stuff going on in Bodie. I mean, obviously, you know, there was a lot of amazing history, but that definitely seems to have continued when it comes to the ghosty stuff.
Can I say I feel like I lost a tooth doing the research for this episode? It just seems like miners had missing teeth all the time.
Oh, so I missed that.
So I feel like I lost a tooth in the process.
Okay, all right.
I feel like maybe I'm not as much of a major as I thought. Maybe I'm becoming more the miner.
I understand. You're embodying the miner.
Hey, miners didn't have gym memberships. I gotta say that.
True, they didn't need them.
Yeah, well, they don't need them. Let's say because there are still miners.
Well, that's true. There are still miners. Maybe not out in that area, but around the country. Yes,
yeah, absolutely.
For sure. And we appreciate that work.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So we're going to start with the most famous spooky thing.
The most famous, Rebecca?
Yes, which is the Bodie Curse.
The Bodie Curse.
That's what the story was about. So this is a little different, right? It's not necessarily pulling at one particular ghost, just kind of the collective ghosts, I would say, of the town or whatever you want to say. So supposedly, anyone who dares to take even the smallest object, so a pebble, a nail, a piece of glass, will suffer misfortune until the item is returned. Park rangers regularly receive packages in the mail containing stolen artifacts, each accompanied by a letter of apology. Some people describe car accidents, sudden illness, financial ruin, or even ghostly encounters.
Ding, 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 ding.
And you can actually see some of these letters.
Okay.
They have them available. And so
can you tell me about one?
I was just going to say I have 3 examples here. And not the full letter or anything, but just examples. So one letter read, quote, "You can have these God-forsaken rocks back.
Whoa.
I've never had so much rotten luck in my life. Please forgive me for ever testing the curse of Bodie." Another confessed, quote, "Fair warning for anyone that thinks this is just folklore. My life has never seen such turmoil. Please take my warning and do not remove even a speck of dust." And then one more, quote, "Please find enclosed one weather-beaten old shoe. My trail of misfortune is so long and depressing, it can't be listed here." And the rangers say that the letters come so often that they recognize them immediately when they get them at the post office.
I wonder if they actually put the stuff back then.
So that is actually that's a concern. Like, so kind of stepping away from the curse part of it, like you shouldn't do this because obviously the curse, but you also shouldn't do it because once you do that, when you send it back, they don't know where it's from.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, and so it's then sometimes things don't get back to where they're supposed to be. So they just like in the main office.
Poor guy's shoe is just gonna sit
they just
anywhere.
put it out like someone. I don't know. I couldn't find the full story of this. I suppose I could have looked a little bit more, but someone stole a piano at some point.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Of course. And then they returned it because, again, they,
Wow.
had cursed. And so, but they, for some reason, still don't know like exactly where the piano was. I mean, maybe that happened before the park.
You would think they could figure
over.
out where the
You would think.
where the piano
It
would
was
be.
weird. So, I mean, maybe they just didn't know. They know it was in this building, but they don't know exactly where. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, but that's kind of one of the things is you shouldn't take things, I mean, just in general, but like, even if you return it, like it may not get back to where it was originally supposed to be.
Sure. Okay, so this is very interesting. It reminds me of many places.
Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated, forlorn even, like your efforts are futile, and you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine. Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all that. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/zip. With ZipRecruiter, you can forget your frustrations because we find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Fantastic.
So, whether you need to hire 4, 40, or 400 people, get ready to meet first-rate talent. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/zip to try ZipRecruiter for free. Don't forget, that's ZipRecruiter.com/zip. Finally, that's ZipRecruiter.com/zip.
Buying a car in Carvana was so easy. I was able to finance it through them.
Whoa, wait, you mean finance?
Yeah, finance. Got pre-qualified for a Carvana auto loan, entered my terms, and shot from thousands of great car options all within my budget.
That's cool, but financing through Carvana was so easy.
Financed. Done. And I get to pick up my car from their Carvana vending machine tomorrow.
Financed.
Right, that's what I said.
You can spend time trying to pronounce financing, or you can actually finance and buy your car today on
Carvana.
Financing subject to credit approval. Additional terms and conditions may apply.
Bell Witch is one of them. The Bell Witch Cave, where if people take things from there, supposedly they are cursed as well, and they have this whole big thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. This to me seems like once you hear about something like this and you've been to this town and you hear about this particular ghost town and stuff like that, and you do take something, then you attribute every bad thing that happens to you to that. So they're really, scientifically speaking, you really would need like a control. Then you would need that same person not to take anything and have them have their same exact life in order to prove anything is of the paranormal thing.
Gotcha.
So also to wait, who are getting the things?
The Rangers get the
the Rangers.
letters back.
Oh, I'm sure that they love all that extra work that they have to do.
Definitely.
I bet they started this rumor. I bet that they're the ones who constructed this so they don't have to put stuff back and to deter people from taking stuff from there. Yeah, I'm gonna say this is definitely a 0 in my book. I'm sorry, Rebecca.
Well, here's my thing. So I that was a thought, right? That like I do think it's probably true that the Rangers started the rumors.
Yeah.
However, that doesn't mean that it hasn't evolved to become something or maybe they started it because this was happening and they wanted to warn people. I'm not really sure the cycle, but the reality is that they are getting a ton of these from all ages of people returning things. I mean, I guess it's hard to know for sure, but they're definitely, I mean, I could have endless letters.
Yeah.
So to me, there's definitely something here. I'm going to give it a 7.
7.
Yeah.
Wow,
the curse seems to be strong.
I mean, I'm just saying though, once you suggest something like that, some people are so susceptible to this kind of stuff that instantly it happens to them. Like if they believe that they're cursed. So when I was back in my witchy days, the idea of a curse is it only works if the person believes in it. So that's why the scary looking witches that say, yeah, cursed, that's why those stick better than somebody like me just going, I'm gonna curse you, you know. And I never cursed anybody, but
do you believe him, listener?
But I do believe that somebody did try to put a curse on me at one time.
Oh.
And what I did was I stopped believing. And you can control those kind of things. It's very difficult. I mean, I'm not the one to really teach you how to do that kind of thing, but you can suspend your belief for just long enough that it breaks this curse. So, just saying.
That still seems like it gives power.
I hope my words help people now, and it breaks this curse that's happening. But still, you shouldn't take anything from it.
No, definitely don't take anything, regardless of whether you believe in the curse or not.
It's like that Weezer song. If you want to destroy my ghost town, take the old man's shoe as you walk on by. As you walk away.
Yeah, don't destroy it.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on then to our next piece of evidence, which is the house you mentioned, the J.S. Cain House.
Yeah.
The Cain House, which was once the home of a banker, J.S. Cain, is said to be the most haunted location in town.
Wow.
The spirit that lives here is believed to be a Chinese maid who once worked for the family. And it's kind of interesting. She's known for loving kids but hating adults.
Well, I mean, I think that's a lot of people.
I mean, true. Sometimes it's the opposite. But ranger families who've lived in the house reported terrifying encounters. Doors opening and closing on their own, and more disturbingly, adults waking to find a, quote, heavy-set woman sitting on their chest, suffocating them, which is a common ghosty thing that we've definitely heard of before. One ranger's wife fought so hard against the unseen weight that she rolled herself onto the floor. Yet, in contrast, children who stayed in the same room once told their parents about the, quote, nice Chinese lady who read them a bedtime story, even though there was no such woman there.
Okay, so let's go one by one. The doors opening and closing, that is the Rangers again, though. Oddly enough, it's like they want people to come but not take anything. So, but they still want people to come so they have their jobs. So I think they're making this part up. I really do. And I never say that about somebody. I mean, I might imply it, but I don't usually say it. Now, adults waking to find a heavyset woman sitting on their chest, suffocating them, is a thing that we can scientifically look at. And we can say that when you are in REM sleep, or before going into REM sleep, you reach this paralyzed stage, because if you were allowed to continue with your body movements, who knows, you would run out of the house and get killed by a train or a car or something like that, or you trip and fall or whatever, punch somebody laying next to you. So that is a known thing that happens to people. They become paralyzed by this. And the just waking up is that middle ground between you're half asleep, you're not totally awake yet, and your mind is playing tricks on you.
So, but if we're paralyzed, does that mean we feel like a weight is on us?
Yes. Oh, yeah. That's oftentimes what people with sleep paralysis talk about, is that they feel like they are being suffocated, or that there's a weight on them.
Well, we do have a sleep paralysis episode, so if anyone wants to go back and listen to that.
I found that fascinating. So the children too, I mean, children have imaginary friends too. So, I mean, come on. This is... So, children believe everything that they say, but don't believe everything that they say.
I don't know. I think children sometimes can see things that not everybody else can see, that adults can't see.
Children have the unbelievable ability to be the most straight-faced person and tell you the most horrid truth to your face, but also lie to you too.
I think a lot of us have heard kids say some things that are pretty
creepy. Kids say the darndest things.
They do. So what's your score for this one then?
I'm going to go 0 on this one.
Wow. Again. All right. I'm going to give this one another 7.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of evidence here.
Okay.
All right. Let's go to our next one, which is the Mendocini House.
Oh, yeah. The Mendocini House.
Mendocini House.
I call it the Mendocini House, but...
Oh, sure. Yeah. Sorry if that's what it's supposed to be.
I don't know what it's supposed to be, but that's what I call it.
It's one of the two. Yeah. The hauntings are a little less sinister, more like domestic, I guess.
Oh.
Visitors and park rangers report catching the aroma of Italian cooking wafting from the empty, decaying structure, as though Mrs. Mendocini herself were still preparing meals. At other times, people have heard the sounds of laughter, parties, and even children playing inside. When the building is checked, it is always deserted. These hauntings give the impression that Bodie's residents continue to live out their happiest moments long after their bodies have gone.
Wow. Okay.
Italian cooking and parties.
Well, I
at
would
the
say
Mendocini House.
First of all, Italian cooking has changed so much over the time since Bodie was a actual little town that was thriving. Also, too, probably the smells of the food were not as good back then as they are now. So I think what people are imagining, it couldn't be, because it wouldn't have been that good. The food was not fresh. The food was usually bad. They usually had like a lot of sauce on things, but it wasn't the same kind of Italian food as we're used to today. So I'm going to say again, you said rangers in here again.
And visitors.
Yeah, but I'm sticking with the rangers. The rangers are making this up, I think.
It's all the rangers' fault.
Well, I think that they want people to come to this town. And you should. You should go to the town if you have the ability to. And if you have gone to the town, please let us know.
Yes,
because
did you smell?
I would love to be able to talk about it, and your experiences on Ghostly. So let us know. Mm-hmm. Send us an email or send us a DM on the socials.
Yeah.
Or
fill out our contact us form on our website.
Whatever works for you.
Yeah, we want to know.
But 0 for this one.
Okay. I'm going to give this one a 5. Like, do I think it's possible there's maybe, some ghosts that are kind of still reliving their lives, things like that? Maybe, but it also does seem not a lot of evidence for this one. All right. We got a couple more here. So let's talk about that Angel of Bodie that we mentioned.
Didn't you two do a song about that?
The
Angels of Bodie, right?
Maybe.
I think so. Oh, no, that was Harlem.
That was Harlem.
Harlem, Bodie, same difference.
Yes. And the Angel of Bodie's name is Evelyn Myers.
Oh.
The Bodie Cemetery holds one of the town's most poignant spirits, the ghost of Evelyn Myers, a 3-year-old accidentally killed in 1897 when a miner's pick struck her in the head. Her grave is marked by a marble angel, earning her the name the Angel of Bodie. Many visitors report seeing or hearing a child playing near her grave. One father recounted how his young daughter began giggling and insisted she was playing with another little girl, one, quote, with a hole in her head. Other times, people have heard faint, plaintive voice calling out, "Daddy," near the old miners' union hall, believed to be Evelyn still searching for her family. So we've actually talked about children's graves before.
Yeah, and recently we just did it in a panel that we did
show,
at Fan Expo,
and
we did the same one at C2E2 too, because we have a couple of them here in Chicagoland area too. So
save big during Labor Day at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, buy more to get up to an additional 20% off. Shop even more savings with 3 Stay Green 1 cubic foot vegetable and flower garden soil bags for $10. This Labor Day, take care of your home for less at Lowe's. We help, you save. Valid through 9/3. Soil offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location. Select locations only. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details. Lowe's knows that no matter your paint project, saving is at the top of your list. That's why when you shop today, you can buy one, get one free. Select Valspar and HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams. One coat coverage interior paints via rebate. Shop these deals in-store or online today at Lowe's. We help, you save. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. Offer valid 8/21 through 9/3.
This one, I would have to be there to understand what they're doing. How many people do we have that have said this?
So there's a few different stories that I read. I mean, many visitors report hearing a child playing near the grave. I think that's a bit more of the common sighting. Mm-hmm. There's one person who reported his daughter saying she was playing with someone, and another. They say people. I only read one story of someone that claimed they heard someone say "daddy."
Okay,
and they decided to connect that to Evelyn.
Well, I'm gonna say that my number is going to be very low because I don't see any video evidence or any audio evidence of this, where we have phones now that can capture these things very easily. And by now, with the amount of visitors that Bodie gets per day, you would imagine somebody has captured something, and there's nothing. So it's going to be pretty low in that it's going to be probably a 1 because I'm not there. I don't know if there's any particular area where people might think that they hear daddy, or, what the situation is.
I mean, for me, I'm going to give it a 7.
Okay.
Because there is this specific quote from the little girl, like to say that, like, I'm playing with someone with a hole in her head. Like, I'm pretty sure that's not information that she would have had. And, I do think that having children who kind of haunt their graves, again, we've seen this in other places. So it does seem to be a thing. I'm not sure about the daddy at the Union Hall, if that was Evelyn, but the others seem possible. All right, last one. This is the Vigilante Curse. So I'm curious if this came up in your history.
No, I have not seen anything about it.
So this is the 5 deaths that happened after Bodie's decline. So even after Bodie basically became deserted, but this is before the state took it over, tragedy struck its final residence. So this was in the 1940s. A man named Ed murdered his wife in a drunken rage. Town vigilantes tied him up, dragged him into a creek, and drowned him. But soon after, his spirit was said to appear to his killers, shaking his fists in fury. Within a short time, all 3 men died bizarre, gruesome deaths, one from a gash in his face, another from a sudden hemorrhage that swelled his head, and the last was found dead in a ravine. The legend says that the ghost of Ed cursed them all, sealing Bodie's reputation as a place where violence never truly rests. So like, supposedly there weren't that many. Yeah, like there weren't that many people living there, and then they just all started to die, and then the last few people left after that. But
well, it was the 1940s. I'm going to say the spiritual movement hit big in the East in like the 1870s, 1880s. It might have taken to 1940s for it to get here. So I could see why they would associate this with like something spiritual based.
Well, this is like World War II time. I mean, I know like the 20s there was more spiritual movement again after World War One.
Absolutely there was. Yeah. But, so I mean, I can see why that they would associate it with it. But it seems like these men could have died in some other way. There could be some other killer or something like that there.
Or just accidents, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, some of them are really weird though, but the sudden hemorrhage that swelled his head, that's a very common thing. What they do for that is they actually drill in and drill past the skull so that they could alleviate it. And I saw that on Doogie Howser, MD, during one of his camping trips. Might have been in Bodie.
I see.
He might have saved one of these people. So I'm gonna go 0 on this one.
I see. I mean, I couldn't necessarily find like particular evidence of the Ed and what happened. It's one of those where like it's always repeated in a lot of the histories, but it's I'm not 100% sure that these deaths happened.
And I'm not even 100% sure that the man killed his wife. I did not come across anything like that in my history.
Right. That's why I was curious if you had come across this, because you'd think you almost would. If it was something, if 4 people died and
no, because
vengeance was taken.
I purposely do not look for haunted stuff so that you can bring that to my attention, and you get to pick yours, and I don't get stuck with something else.
Yeah, so that's why, like, I think I question this a little bit, just because again there wasn't necessarily like if you had found it in your history and then we were just debating whether or not it was paranormal,
sure,
that'd be one thing. But the fact that you didn't find, so I'll give it a 3.
Oh, wow. What a 3.
I'm going to go
Wow.
lower on this one.
All right. Well, then this brings us to your overall rating. So what would you rate this overall?
I'm going to give it a 6. But part of me wants to give it a 7 because I had a lot of 7s.
Part of me wants you to give it a 5.
But I had a 5 and I had a 3, so
Yeah.
I got to make it a 6.
So 2?
No.
I'm just teasing.
What's yours going to be?
It's going to be 1 because I gave 1.
There you go. You got to round up.
Yeah, and that brings us to the closing argument. Speaking of rounding up, this is our last chance to convince you to vote our way. We are each given 1 minute of uninterrupted time. We will time each other on the Ghostly Studio timer to keep everyone honest. Rebecca, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, and go.
All right. So I do think Bodie is haunted. Lately we've had some things where maybe it was a little harder to find evidence for them, but this one, there's a lot. We have these letters from probably hundreds of people returning things because they felt, cursed by taking things. We do have quotes from people who saw spirits and specific instances where things have happened to them. I mean, do I think that every one of these was totally true? No, but I do think that a fair number of them are. And, there's definitely been some investigations there and things that I didn't necessarily bring in as evidence just because, again, I wasn't part of the investigation. But, I do think that there's enough specifics here for me to say that it's haunted.
Okay. Well, we're stopping you right as the countdown timer is ending.
I made it.
And I am ready too.
Okay.
All right. So just calling this a ghost town, people get the wrong idea because they're associating ghost with a place that was deserted. A ghost town doesn't necessarily mean that there's ghosts there. It feels like there could be ghosts there because things are set aside and things are set up and a whole thriving town is gone. But in actuality, we went over the history of why people left the area, and it makes perfect sense. And in fact, they had a long, long time to get out. I don't think that there's any ghost here. I don't think that the evidence was overwhelming any which way. There was no physical evidence. There was no video. There was no audio. There was no pictures. There was nothing that I could find that would make me say, yeah, this would have to be haunted. So I'm going to say it's not.
All right. You ended 1 second before I did.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. All right. So we're going to take a short break. And when we return, we'll get to the other stuff. All right, so we rearranged everything on Ghostly to make the story first so that you can hear that.
Story forward.
And if you don't need anything else, you can leave us whenever you want. But we hope that you stick around and listen to this, and we think that we have a lot of stuff to talk about here. So we would usually do shout-outs here or talk about reviews, but there wasn't any. There wasn't any people that joined Patreon, and there wasn't any Apple Podcast reviews. Those are the two ways you can get mentioned here on Ghostly. I will mention a third, and that I mentioned during the show itself. If you've had any experiences in any of these places that we've talked about, let us know.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter if it was an episode that was 5 years ago. I still would love to talk about it for a second on here.
Yes.
And give you some credit for that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And if you've got any of those stories or, if you want to give us a review, you can go on Apple Podcasts, you can go on Spotify. And if you want to join Patreon, which is pretty great, you get some ad-free episodes, you get them a little early sometimes. And we have Ghostly X. We have a bunch of episodes of our kind of sister little podcast that has a lot of fun interviews and different things.
Yeah, we've done interviews. We've done original storytelling where we looked at secret societies, which I love that concept.
It was super fun. Yeah. But you can go to ghostlypodcast.com, click on Patreon, and it'll take you there.
Absolutely.
All right. Are you ready for some listener mail?
Yes, I am.
Okay. We are going to be finally finishing up with our letter from Abigail.
Oh,
So-
before you do that, since that was the shout out area, I do want to say that a listener named Nicole recently just got caught up with everything, and she did the listener survey that's on Ghostly.
Oh, yes, which we appreciate.
Yeah, and she said she's going to be sending in stories too.
Super excited.
So Nicole, thank you so much for that. I believe I have your name right. Or
Yeah.
maybe I'm in a fever dream right now.
I think
or something.
that was the
I don't
name
know.
I saw. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's finish up Abigail's story here. So
Sure.
she says, another weird story is the time my family and I went to Colonial Williamsburg. They had this cool ghost tour thing, and we went on it. And they told stories of people and mediums and tiles flying off of a roof and a picture of a ghost. That could have been photoshopped. Now that I think about it, it didn't look that real, but you can be the judge. And for some reason, I couldn't move or go to where I was supposed to unless I was listening to the Lavender Town theme from Pokemon. If you know the song, you know why that is weird. Anyway,
I don't know the song.
I don't know
Pete.
the song. I'm sorry. Okay, last story. Let me set the scene. You and your siblings are looking at an old photo album or video, I can't remember, and suddenly you see a picture of a man and two of your sisters say, "That's him." They explain to you that one night they were sleeping and both woke up to see a man, the one in the picture, watching them. And then she says, "Try to explain that, Pat. Both of them saw him. So how do microclimates cause that?"
Ooh, that's a good one. I don't know. I'd have to look at it. I'd have to see what you're talking about there in order to do it. But I will say, what you said made me think of a memory that I have. My mother passed away, and she was born in Germany. She was born in a concentration camp because she was Lithuanian, and Lithuanian people were displaced during World War II. And it was. I found a bunch of pictures, and I believe this is of my family. I don't know for sure, but the other pictures associated would have been my family. And I have not met all my cousins and stuff like that, as there are many. But I saw some people with some very strange abnormalities. I saw a giant man. The picture had all these people in it and adults. But this man was 2 feet taller than all of them.
Wow.
So I can't explain that. Also, there was a child there with limbs that were that were so big that it looked like ballooned up or something like that. And I'm thinking to myself, clots or something? I'm like, oh my God.
These people from after the war or before the war?
I don't know. It's a picture. It's a black and white picture.
Huh.
But
Wow.
it was around the stuff that was before, so it would have been around the concentration camp time, so it could have been concentration camp people, but
yeah, I don't know.
But I've talked to a relative that was there with them, and she had not seen any, she never mentioned anything weird.
She wasn't
or anything.
we have family that was in the circus or anything.
Yeah, sorry, I hate to say this, but these were freak show looking people.
Wow.
And it was whoa, I was taken aback by that. So, and I can't explain that either, too, Abigail. So thank you for that.
I don't know. That's a little different to me than two people that saw a ghost and then when they see the picture, it's the same person.
Yeah,
So
I feel
that's
weird
freaky.
posting the picture, so I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, if you don't know who it is and what the story is.
But I think I know where the picture is at.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Maybe I'll bring it to our next live event.
That
and
would be
if you
good.
wanted to see it, then you can ask me for
Yes. Oh, do you want to share? Well, first of all, just really quick, thank you so much, Abigail.
Yeah.
For sending in all of those
Yeah,
stories.
that
We've
was
had
great.
so much fun reading your letter, and I'm excited for we do have, I think, another one or two. Excited for more to come in. How can they share their stories?
Yeah, so you could email us at info@ghostlypodcast.com. That goes both to me and Rebecca.
Mm-hmm.
You can also use the contact us form at ghostlypodcast.com. Just go to Ghostly Podcast and click on contact, or find us, I believe. It's one of those two. Or the other way is, our favorite way is to get it in the actual mail, which we haven't gone to the post office.
I know,
still.
I'm gonna go.
But that would be P.O. Box number 264, Geneva, Illinois, 60134. You can find that in the footer of ghostlypodcast.com, so you don't need to jot it down right now.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. You'll find it all there. And you can also, of course, find us on social media at Ghostly Podcast. Really quick, I know we've got polls to get to, your favorite, but you mentioned our next live.
Yeah.
Do we want to mention the next live Ghostly?
Yeah, we are going to be teaming up with Bob from Bob After Dark. I think it's called Sometimes Caring is Not Scary or something like that.
Or sometimes caring is scary? I'm
No,
not
I don't
really
think
sure.
so.
Probably not. But
I forget the name.
It's a
Sorry, Bob.
paranormal podcast festival?
Yeah,
Okay.
Paranormal Podcast Festival, and Bob is throwing it together. It is all for charity, and it is in Northwest Indiana.
Yeah.
We'll be posting about that in the days to come, so make sure.
October
18th.
so it'll be perfect Halloween time.
Yeah, Halloweeny, and I will have that picture ready and available to show people.
There you go. And then a little bit before that, that's one of my things I got to do coming up here this next week is I'm going to be sending out the information for our next Ghostly Book Club book because it's spooky time and we need to be reading a spooky book.
Wait, it's not Tiffy time? It's spooky time?
Spooky time. And we're going to be reading a spooky book and we're going to talk about it in October. So all the spookies coming. We got, October, we got a theme coming. And,
I'm so sorry. We ran out of time to do the polls.
Nope. We definitely have plenty of time to do the polls. So our last episode, we talked about Fort Warren.
But wait, we're gonna ruin all the tape that we put our voices on in the reel by reel that we're recording this on. So we don't have enough for that.
What's happening?
Our friend Al does that. So yeah,
you can listen to his interview as part of Ghostly X. Okay, in our last episode, we talked about Fort Warren in Boston, Massachusetts. A yes was 42.4 and no was 57.6.
Wow. With an overall rating of 2.9. Man, that Fort Warren is not haunted at all.
Yeah, people really did not buy the hauntings for that.
How do you feel about something like that?
I'm okay with that one. I mean, that one I feel like, unlike this one today, I felt like there was a lot of evidence. That one, it was a bit of a stretch for some of that evidence.
To be honest, though, like when people vote yes, I'm not usually upset. The one time I was when we did Amityville.
Yes,
and
that's personal for you.
Well, no, it's been debunked. It's literally been debunked. And it's like, we still voted yes, I think. And I'm like, what? How is that possible?
They don't believe you.
All right. So don't let your friends miss out on all the chills. Share Ghostly with them and help us grow this community of paranormal enthusiasts. Your support means the world to us. Shout out to our VIP producers who make this all possible. We have Andrew,
Alicia,
Becky,
Cindy,
Kevin,
Jessica,
Alice,
and Aaron.
And is it real? You be the judge. Share your verdict at ghostlypodcast.com poll section and let the debate continue. So you just go on ghostlypodcast.com and then you click on polls.
Yep.
And it'll take you right there. It will take you less than 5 minutes to fill it out. We ask for an email address only to make sure that we don't get the same vote from two people.
Yeah, we're not going to use it and email you.
No, we don't. We don't
unless
use
you
that.
want us to.
Yeah, we don't add that to our newsletter unless you tell us to.
Yeah.
Make sure you subscribe to Ghostly now and get ready for more spine-tingling encounters with the unknown. Subscribing is absolutely free. You just hit that follow or subscribe button wherever you listen to podcasts. Or if you're on YouTube, you can do it there as well.
Yeah.
But if you're on YouTube, make sure you hit the bell too. And
then you
turn
know.
on your notifications for this so you know when it happens.
You bet. On the next episode of Ghostly, we're going to be talking about the Hotel Monte Vista in Flagstaff, Arizona.
Wow.
And it comes out on September 10th.
Wow. You've been to Flagstaff, right?
I feel like I've been by it. I've never really been to it.
You've been adjacent to Flagstaff?
I think so.
Okay. Well, we're going to find out more on that episode.
Yeah.
So until then, stay ghostly.
Bye.